what's up to all my Libras out there? So let's begin. If you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, my email address as well as my website are in the description box below. It'll also be in the pinned comment post in the comment section. Please make sure to get my book, right? That you can find that at Amazon.com. The link to my book is in the description box below as usual. I'm gonna also post that in the pinned comment post below. So for the Libras, we have the Magician, the Two of Cups, the King of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups. I'm using my Dragon Tarot. The Ten of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, okay? The Queen of Wands, the Eight of Cups, and last but not least, we have the Six of Pentacles, okay? So, whatever it is that, okay, so what I see here for you Libras is I'm seeing there's some sort of, obviously, relationship between yourselves and someone else. You and someone right now are dating a little bit. The Magician, the Two of Cups, pretty much gives it away. The King of Cups pretty much gives it away. You, this person, right? The Magician represents you. The King of Cups, in this particular situation, represents the significant other or the person that you want to be your long-term significant other, or is potentially your long-term significant other. The Two of Cups represents the relationship that the two of you have. So it's understood on both sides that, this relationship is romantic. So the two of you seem to actually have some sort of common understanding with each other, right? And the Queen of Pentacles represents this relationship definitely has potential to be long-term and stable, right? Earth is a stability card as well, right? Cups represents drinking, water, liquid, beverages, right? Of all types. So, but the cups card also represents relationships, intimate, romantic relationships. Okay? They can also represent family to a certain extent, right? To a certain extent. But the Knight of Cups now represents, but there are some things about the two of you, right? The Knight of Cups. There are some things about the two of you together that you as Libras may not necessarily be so sure about this person. For instance, the Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. One of the things that you would want to know is this person seeing anybody else? Another thing that you want to know is, how do I say? What would the two, how do I say this? If the two of you actually started to date each other exclusively, what would the relationship between you and them look like? Would they be in a situation where if the two of y'all got married, that they would even be able to afford a ring? Because maybe some of you Libras have some sort of, you're thinking about the future, or you're thinking, yeah, right, like you're thinking about the future. You want to know if it does go to that type of situation, what type of union would y'all make? Would y'all run down to the courthouse, or would y'all buy rings for each other and create your own semi-private marriage amongst each other, where you have yourselves, someone who can be a witness to it, right? And a few other witnesses and stuff like this. Now, I will say this though, right? The Queen of Wands represents you Libras may be jumping to conclusions just a little bit too quickly, right? The Queen of Wands represents you're very passionate right now, Libra, and that's a good thing. But the thing is that you Libras need to understand, you Libras need to understand that what you need to be doing, or what's suggested that you do, is kind of just take it one step at a time, right? Like, long-term relationships are not built based upon two people necessarily only agreeing to be in a long-term relationships. Long-term relationships are determined by time. So you have to learn to let time run its course. If the person is for you, Libras, then obviously the two of y'all are going to keep seeing eye to eye. That's the trick. To see people eye to eye, time and time and time again, right? And not every time is going to be butterflies in your stomach. No, that's a cycle that actually has to be renewed over and over and over again. You have to find something about the person, whether it's something that you already know or something that you didn't know, that gets you to be in love with the person all over again. So a lot of times people end up mistaking this process, and they thinking, oh, well, I'm not in love with this person anymore. I'm not in love with, pick any one of their names. I'm not in love with Kim anymore, or whatever the case may be. It's like, but you have to get yourself back into love with Kim, William, whoever it is for you. So the things that the Eight of Cups now represents, what I suggest you to do is, because what I'm seeing here with the Eight of Cups is, this may not necessarily be a situation that may be talked about. So you may still go together with this person, but you may be having all of these thoughts in your head, and you may be thinking a little bit too quickly about the future, this, that, and the third, right? But air signs y'all kind of have that disposition for thinking about the future and potential anyway, because that's one of the things, that's one of the things that air represents anyway, the future, potential, right? Which is the future, potential. Something that hasn't necessarily happened yet, that could, there's a possibility or probability that it could happen. And what I'm seeing here is that you need to, number one, take things just a little bit slower, if just based off my suggestion, or if it's them, don't allow them to have to create a situation where it ends up being too fast for you, as well as you, Libras, actually having a discussion, trying to actively find out, what does this person even want from you? Does this person even want to date a particular person, i.e. you in this case, at this particular time, long term? The Six of Pentacles represents, this is really going to end up paying you back your time. So really going to end up paying you back your time, saving you a lot of time, to where if this person is really full of it, you'll be able to know that this person is full of it, because soon after the two of you have this talk, you're going to start to see certain cracks in their armor, where you're going to start to realize that they have certain inconsistencies. You understand what I'm saying? Certain inconsistencies. So let's clarify. Let's clarify the Six of Pentacles. Again, comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. You don't know how far your activity on this channel goes. Really appreciate you. So, to clarify the Six of Pentacles, we have the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and then we have the Hierophant. Okay, so the Ace of Swords, right, is about how you, Libras, right around now, that's interesting. The Ace of Swords and the Eight of Swords represents how, when you bring this up, there is a slight chance, there's a probability that this person could get offended that you're even bringing this type of stuff up, asking them what it is that they want what is it that they want long term. I would say that you Libras are actually doing the correct thing, because I would suggest, or I would think, that you would want to save your own time, right? Like, who wants to be with somebody 20 years? I don't even want to get into that, because but who I don't even want to get into that, because that sounds a lot like a celebrity that we all know. But who would want to get into a relationship with somebody long term, right? Only for this person to break it off to you that they weren't trying to be in a relationship long term, or they end up leaving you soon after that, right? Now, then you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is, you need to be able to trust your gut. If this is a relationship that you don't think is going anywhere, that you understand is not going anywhere, it's time for you to actually trust yourself and realize that this is a relationship that, more than likely isn't going to go anywhere. So your best bet is for you to listen to your own instincts, your own instincts internally, and understand whether this is a relationship worth your time when you begin to ask them and these questions and have a discussion with them, or whether it's time for you to actually bounce from that situation, because you're understanding that they really don't know what it is that they're doing. They do know what they're doing, and what they're doing is BSing around. So let's clarify the Magician. Matter of fact, let's clarify the Ten of Pentacles. Let's clarify that. So to clarify the Ten of Pentacles, as you see here, you have the King of Pentacles, you have the Star, and you have the Seven of Wands. So the King of Pentacles is you want, how do I say, you've been trying to ask this person, these people collectively, about where they see the relationship for a little while, right? I would say about the first two weeks of getting to know them, trying to have this conversation, but you held off on it. The King of Pentacles represents, now is most definitely a time for you to spring it out on them. The Star card represents this being a situation for a lot of you where the Star card is they may have hoped that you never asked them this and started to ask them this type of stuff, because they think it may be a little bit too much pressure, or they could just be BSing. But either way it goes, they didn't want you to actually have this type of conversation with them. And then you have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands represents here that, well, you Libras have to do what's best for you and find out what exactly is going on with them, because you Libras it's not fair for you, right, which deals with Libra, it's not fair for you Libras to allow yourself to be in situations, right, where you're interacting with a person and every time, right, they're just around, they're in your life, but whenever it is that you ask these people, okay, well, what's up? Well, you start asking them these questions, then it means, right, then they start having a problem with it. That's a red flag. So it's up to you Libras to really get to the bottom of this, because they hiding something, that they could be trying to use against you later on down the line, potentially. You don't want to be devastated. Peace.